morning, 10th standard students. Today we are going to learn about the classical style of painting. Yesterday we studied about the miniatures painting, all that. Along with that, we have studied about the mural paintings, Thakar communities, their Bengalis, some of the small pictures, images, and written stories about total story about 30 to 50 image pictures we have studied. Now today we see we will see about classical style of painting. Then the ancient Indian texts have explained various aspects of art in a great detail. That those were the ancient aspects were there, textbooks were there. In that textbook, whatever the textbooks are there, in that textbook they explain about Indian art in detail. They explain that there are altogether 64 arts mentioned in this textbook. Nearby combinedly, if we see that as nearby 64 arts are there, they explain about 64 arts in that text. The art of painting is also mentioned as a alchemy or the alchemy vidya in these, that art of paintings, that or art of pictures also mentioned that in the textbook. Now it is said to have a six main aspect or the shange, that parts. Six main aspect of paintings are there. The ancient Indian scholars studied these six aspects very minutely. Those were the Indian scholars were there. Ancient Indian scholars, they studied these aspects minutely. They studied these aspects properly. In detail, they studied each and every aspects. They include Rupa Vedha. Rupa Vedha means different shapes and forms. That Rupa Bhed, different shape and the different form. Dividations, changes, identification of the roop, rang, bhed, color. Bheda means differences. That next, pramana or the proportionate depictions of various features of an image. Pramana, that is a proportionate depiction of various features. What are the different images are there in that images or the pictures, changes in how much proportions or the quantity, that changes color, it changes in the color, their images that they depicted. Bhava, that is expression. Bhav, expressions, what kind of expressions are there in that image or the painting. Some of the images are the talkative, some of the images are the sad, happy, that bhav in the paintings. Next, Lavanya Yojana, aesthetics, about that, what kind of pictures are there, images are there, whether how they presented that informations there. Sudrashata, Sadrushyata is a resembles to the reality. Sadrushyata resembles to the reality means how it look like. That is, it look like a real original one, or it is look like as just as a picture. Next is the Varnika Bhanga, that is color compositions. Varnika Bhanga, color composition, what kind of color we have added that or we use. So these things are there. These things are important in the painting. That miniature painting in manuscript, small kind of painting. The miniature paintings in the early manuscript shows an influence of Persian style. What are the miniature paintings were there in early style or in early age? They were the influenced by the Persian style. The Deccan miniature style was also developed under the patronage of the Deccan Sultanate. So Deccan style of paintings, Deccan miniature style of painting was also influenced, was also accelerated, famous under the patronage during the time of the Deccan Sultanate, during the time of Southern Sultanate in South Deccan side. Those were the Sultan under their patronage, under their guidance, or with their guidance or the blessing, that in their emperor's time, courts time, these paintings were influenced. That so During the region of the Akbar, the Mughal emperor, Mughals miniature style showing a blend of Indian and Persian styles was also developed. In the what that when the emperor Akbar was here, Mughal emperor time. That time also we can see the combinations blend or the combination of the Indian style of painting and the Persian style of paintings was combined, and by the combination of Indian and the Persian style of painting, new style of painting are also found that or they start to be used. The combination mixture of the Indian and the Western style, the Persian style. Western style of painting. This in the British period, Indian artists came under the influence of the European style of painting. What is that? There during the Britishers time when they came, Britishers when they invaded that time, Indian artists, Indian painter, they came in the contact with the Britishers that, and they influenced by the Western style of painting or the European style of painting that, and art schools was also established under the leadership of James Wells. That art schools started established this about the painters, sketches that drawing. Art school was started under the leadership of James Wells, a Scottish artist. That he was a Scottish artist. He established art school in our country in the time of Savai Madhavrao Peshwa in Shaniwarwada. So this art school started under the guidance, means when Savai Madhavrao Peshwa, when he was there ruling Marathas empire, that Peshwai, looking after the Peshwai, that time this art school was started there at Shaniwarwada. He had done a portrait of Savai Madhavrao and Nanasaheb Fadnavis. So this British officers, James Wells, he portraited the pictures of the Savai Madhavrao and Nanasaheb Fadnavis meeting. That Gangaram Tambert, a Marathi artist who worked with Wells. Gangaram Tambert, he was a Marathi artist or the painter. He also worked with James Wells desk, and deserve a special mentions here for his work. Gangaram Tambert also deserve a special he was deserve a special importance. He deserve for the special qualities for his work, that he deserve for praise or honor for his achievement, for his contributions in James Wells painting or the pictures. Here some images are there. Upside that is Akbar's images is there. Down here the Savai Madhavrao and Nana Fadnavis paintings, painting is there. He made a drawing of the rock cut caves at Verul and Karle. That Gangaram Tambert also with his guru, that rock cut carvings on the rock he made that by cutting the rock or the stones. Some of his drawings are preserved in the Yale Center of British Art of Yale University. Some of his images, rock cut images, they preserve in the British paintings at the center of the British in a British in England. This museum is there. There they preserve that exact portrayal of the object of the paintings is characteristic of the European style. What is the characteristic of the European style? That is the exact portrayal of the object. How is that object according to the same as it is, that type of a painting they portrayed. So this is the important characteristic of a European style of painting, that same as it is. A number of renowned artists were trained in a JJ School of Art industry. Number of the artists they trained in the JJ School of Art. JJ School of Art, it is in Mumbai. So this school started to train to the scholar artist. So number of the students they learn, they became trained in the arting, in the painting plant from this JJ School of Art there, which was established in the year 1857. So this JJ School of Art was established in the 1857, offering courses in European style of paintings. And there in this school or in the JJ School of Art, they start to offer the European style of paintings also there. Pestanji Bamanjis and alumni of this school made replicas of Ajanta painting that. So Pestanji Bamanji, what is that? He was an important jewel of this same school there, and he made the replicas or same copy of Ajanta paintings. That type of painting he painted there. So for the today it is sufficient, sir. Tomorrow when we come, then we'll see about the next, that is the sculpture and the art. So till that time just you revise it.